Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, January 14th. A mild start to the day here in the Mid-Atlantic region, and indeed it will stay mild again today, although it'll be damp with occasional showers right through the day. A cold front is working its way towards the East Coast. It's just inching along, and it looks like the threat for rain will last right through the day, although much of the time will be rain-free. All in all, it does not look like a heavy rain event, but it does look like an active pattern over the next several days. A couple more cold fronts will push through the Mid-Atlantic region by the weekend, and finally by the weekend we'll get back to below normal temperatures with highs generally in the 30s. Well, despite the very mild conditions yesterday and again today, longer range looks quite cold. This is a GFS ensemble run forecast map for about 10 days from now from the Penn State EWOL site. For the end of next weekend, about the 24th or 25th of the month, and it shows quite a cold pattern here. Notice a deep trough here in the eastern states, setting up according to the GFS ensemble run with a very powerful looking upper level ridge situated right along the west coast. This combination of the ridge along the west coast and the trough in the east should just flood the central and eastern part of the country with Arctic air masses. So it certainly, while it's still mild today, it looks like longer range, perhaps the last 10 days or so of the month of January and beginning part of February looks quite cold and perhaps stormy as well here in the eastern part of the country. So don't get too used to the mild conditions of today. Well, let's get back to the current situation. Just a bunch of fronts on the map here, and indeed we have about 3 different fronts to work with here over the next few days. One front comes through by the latter part of today. Another front has to approach the eastern part of the country late tomorrow night into the early part of Thursday, and then finally a third frontal system moves into the eastern states Friday night, Saturday morning. Here's that first frontal system, and really the back edge of the precipitation is right up to this front, right towards the western side of Pennsylvania and the western side of West Virginia. So in other words, there's still several hours to go with the threat of rain here along the I-95 corridor. Although some of the time will be rain-free, the threat for occasional showers will continue right through the day. Well, looking upstream, there is yet another frontal system here working its way in the northern plains, and more action up here in the southwestern part of Canada. Just a series of fronts drop south and east over the next few days and keeps the pattern quite active here in the Mid-Atlantic region right into the upcoming weekend. Here's the latest radar loop from the Penn State EWOL site. Still a lot of rainfall to go through here in the I-95 corridor. You can see the back edge now just moving into western Pennsylvania associated with that frontal system, which is just inching along here. There's kind of a gap here that's formed right now along the I-95 corridor. You can see on the last couple of frames here. That will fill in again, and we certainly have occasional showers this afternoon right into the point of time that that frontal system moves through, and then tonight should become drier, although it'll still remain somewhat damp, and there is even the possibility of some fog forming later on tonight. Well, let's take a look at some forecast maps. First, we'll start off with the current 500 millibar map, and then we'll look at forecast map from last night's 0Z GFS model run. Here's the upper level trough associated with the frontal system moving into the eastern states right now. Again, a mild day with lots of southerly or southwesterly flow of air in the upper part of the atmosphere. High temperatures will be well above normal again today with highs near 50 degrees in the I-95 corridor, and occasional showers as that frontal system moves into the region. Now, here's the next wave in the upper part of the atmosphere associated with another cold frontal system. That could cause some rain showers in the Mid-Atlantic region later on tomorrow, and could become cold enough for snow showers tomorrow night into the early part of Thursday. It looks like that will develop into a fairly impressive storm, but off the East Coast. It's just not quite enough separation between this upper level trough and the front one here to allow for this to develop quickly over the next 24 hours or so. The heaviest precipitation associated with this will hold off the East Coast, and we'll just get some shower activity in the form of rain during the day tomorrow, and then perhaps snow showers tomorrow night into the early part of Thursday. Well, here's the forecast map for the 500 millibar level for tomorrow morning. And again, it's still south or southwesterly flow in the upper part of the atmosphere. This first cold front will not cause it to get very cold on the day Wednesday. Maybe a few degrees cooler than today, but still above normal. Here's that next wave moving in rapidly. And again, some rain showers possible later tomorrow. That could become snow showers tomorrow night along the I-95 corridor. Could even last into Thursday morning. Upstream, yet another impressive looking upper level trough here in the southwestern part of Canada. That too will drop southeastward. And the combination of all these frontal systems will finally get us back to below normal temperatures by the upcoming weekend. And finally, here's the forecast map for Thursday morning. This midweek frontal system and its associated upper level trough moving off the east coast by Thursday morning, and now attention turns to the next wave. An impressive looking upper level trough, and we'll have to watch that one. That has the potential for a little bit more development than these front couple of upper level troughs. This one moves in Friday night and Saturday morning with the threat for snow showers, maybe even a period of steadier snow if in fact this develops a little more quickly than its predecessors as it approaches the East Coast at the end of the week. Well, let's now take a quick look at some forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. This is for this evening, and then we'll look at 12-hour increments. The back edge of the precipitation still hovering over the I-95 corridor by early this evening. That's why the threat for showers will last throughout the day. Yesterday I thought it would be mainly a morning event, but it looks like indeed there should be the threat for showers right through the afternoon as well along the I-95 corridor. Upstream, the next wave getting itself over the Great Lakes and causing some decent snows over that part of the country. Places like Wisconsin can get accumulating snow associated with this next wave. Let's now jump ahead 12 hours. And here's the forecast map for tomorrow morning. That Great Lakes low starting to kind of make a turn to the north and east. Again, not quite developing all that rapidly as it approaches the East Coast. It's kind of a couple of close upper level troughs here. So close that it doesn't allow that second one to really develop until it gets well off the coast. Let's now jump ahead to tomorrow evening's forecast map. And here's the GFS forecast map for tomorrow evening. A little bit of precipitation put out here by the GFS model. Again, it could be in the form of rain showers tomorrow afternoon and snow showers tomorrow night. Actually, the GFS model is a little bit weaker than some of the other computer forecast models. We'll have to watch this for a little bit stronger of development here. But again, it looks like for the most part that wave will form off the coast and spare the I-95 corridor with any appreciable precipitation into the day on Thursday. Upstream, here's the third wave that will move into the Mid-Atlantic region at the end of the week, Friday night and Saturday. Let's now jump ahead 12 more hours. And here's the forecast map for Thursday morning. A little bit colder now. We kind of get progressively colder as we push through the week, with each one of these cold fronts ushering a little bit colder air. This now forming snow again over the Great Lakes region, driving down to the south and east. Should spread some precipitation, probably in the form of snow, into the I-95 corridor Friday night, Saturday morning. Snow shower activity, maybe even a period of steadier snow. This has a little bit more potential than the first couple of waves moving through over the next 24 to 48 hours. This one at the end of the week, we'll continue to have to monitor that, as again, it has a little bit more potential, a little bit more room to grow and develop by the time it reaches the East Coast. Again, that timetable is Friday night and Saturday morning. So an active period over the next several days with a series of cold fronts. By the time the weekend rolls around, we'll be back to below normal temperatures, and longer range, perhaps the last 10 days of January and the first week of February, looks quite cold and stormy for the eastern part of the country. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.